It's good to see you as well. And I just thank you both for doing this and inviting me in. I've been listening to a few of the pods. It's been really nice. It's been really good. Just kind of reconnected and kind of just having those. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Like 15 years and whatnot. So kind of just going back to how you felt at those times and companions and areas and people. It's been quite nice. So thanks for organising this. I haven't listened to all the pods, so you drop them off once a week, and then there's one week you drop like 5 in a row. I thought you're like a producer from albums, just like one day after each other. So it's kind of thrown me. So I haven't kind of caught up on all of them. But it's been really good, the ones I've listened to. So thank you both for your time. You know, like I know you don't get any paid for this, whatnot, but it's been really good. So thank you both.
I appreciate that, Brian. No, it's been a labor of love, as we've said before. It's just been so much fun to reconnect with everybody and enjoy stories and connectedness in some way, shape, or form. And so it'll be fun to go back with you. All right, you ready to get started?
Yeah, we'll start, shall we?
Yeah, I'll just do a quick welcome and then we'll get rolling. Welcome to the S.E.M podcast. I'm Zack Hewlett with my co-host Jack Bryce, and today we are joined by the legend himself, Brian Barber. Brian, where are you calling from today?
So I'm in a place in Newcastle in England, but not Newcastle up north. There's two of them. So one's well known, Newcastle upon Tyne, which everyone's heard of, and it's Newcastle-under-Lyme, which is kind of like in the middle of England, basically, just a bit, in the middle of England.
Interesting. Is that near where you grew up?
Kind of. So I was born in Birmingham. So I was pretty excited that they acknowledged it with a temple last general conference. So I'm hoping that I was born in a place called Dudley. So I'm hoping they build a temple in Dudley. So we'll see what happens when that gets announced. But we were all pretty excited with that news. So it's kind of this. England's a small island, so when it comes to America, when you say nearby, it's a few hours, so that can be far to some. But in America, it's probably quite nearby for you. Just get in the car and drive down a few hours drive.
Oh man, still time, right?
It is time. It is time. The open road.
Exactly. All right. Well, we're getting a little bit of reverb on your speakers.
Right. Let me try and go a bit closer. Is that any better?
It's from me. So when I'm talking, I can hear myself talking.
So I'm fine my end.
Yeah, you're fine when you speak, but when I speak, it feels like I'm talking to myself. But nonetheless, we'll plow through. So go back prior to your mission and getting your call. Then jump over that and go through life since Scotland, and then we'll come back to the mission and talk about companions, areas of served, and things like that.
Yes, that's fine. So I guess for myself, so I was born a member of the church, both my parents. So I kind of grew up with all the kind of the songs and whatnot, and there's always something that I thought, it was always a desire that I had to serve a mission. Out of duty, out of testimony, it was always something that I was going to do. I grew up in a ward where there's quite a lot of young men with me, and many of them served the mission as well. And they were all going to London South Mission when they were getting their papers. So I thought I'm staying in the UK. Specifically, I thought I was going to London South. So that's where I thought I was going. So I had an older brother who served in London South, and he got called there. He was serving at the time, but he broke his leg, so he came home. So I didn't know whether I would serve in London South because that's where he was being served. So then my mission paper came. It says Scotland, Edinburgh Mission. I'm not going to lie to you, it's on my doorstep. So I was hoping for Spain or France or somewhere, learn a new language, a new culture. But you just know you go where you're meant to go. Really, like I've got no regrets whatsoever. It was a brilliant mission. Met some fantastic people, and it's nice in a way that I can just go back up there. Haven't been up there often, but I have been, and it's there as an option. Like different for you guys there. It's a lot more expensive and time consuming. I can literally just jump in a car if I want to. In 5 hours, I'm in Edinburgh. What an amazing city! So it is an amazing country. So I'm glad I served there. But yeah, I know what the UK is like. We don't like talking about religion. We love talking about football. We love talking about politics and whatnot. We talk about religion, and it's confrontation. And I know we don't do that kind of thing. So I remember finding out my mum and dad was actually in America, and I think I phoned them up, but I forgot about the time difference. So I think it was like 3 o'clock in the morning there. So when I tried explaining to my mission corps, I didn't get the reaction that I kind of wanted. They're just like really tired. Yeah, that's nice, and put the phone down. So I guess serving in Scotland, I knew I was going to serve in the UK, and that call came. And looking back on your life, it was a fantastic experience with the people that I met and being able to serve there. And I remember. So I guess that's back before my mission. You don't want to talk about the mission yet, do you? Got your kind of step order. I had your email. So you want to talk after mission now, do you?
Yeah. Talk about after the mission and what you've been up to since Scotland.
I was ready to go home after 2 years. So I think it was on my mission I decided I wanted to be a teacher. I actually really enjoyed just teaching people. I don't know how you felt. When you're teaching people like a light bulb moment, and you put a revelation of just understanding. But I kind of love that moment where you're kind of teaching people and understanding it. So it's on my mission that I want to be a teacher. And in order to be a teacher, you have to go to university in this country and kind of study. So when I came back from my mission, I applied for university. So I did my degree in history and RE, which is quite interesting. I was looking for a history degree, but it turned out to be a history and RE one. I dated a girl before my mission, and she was still available when I came back, so I quickly kind of dated her as well. I think within typical, I call it more than 6 to 7 weeks, I think I was engaged to her, and that was looking back, you just know things are right sometimes. So we got married probably in the August time, 9 months later, and she kind of financed my student life. So what I'm talking because of their experience at university. So I was a married man, and she was paying my way during university. It's interesting I studied history and RE because I was trained to be a history teacher. There's a bigger bursary, so you got more money to train as an RE teacher. So I ended up training as an RE teacher, and that's what I currently am now. So an RE teacher, and I don't know. For me, I much prefer being with the youth, with the younger ones. They're full of life. So I really try and enjoy my career that I'm doing there. Yeah, so I think I was just going to carry on just the life journey.
Yeah, carry on.
So I think I started teaching. We welcomed our first child into the world, Ashley. I always tell her she's the one that scared me the most. I don't know fatherhood, but I've got 5 children. I've got 4 girls and 1 boy. Absolutely love them to pieces. But I think that first one, I think that's the scariest time I've ever been. Having that first child be born, that you're actually responsible for a new life. I think, I'm just grateful for her mother, my wife. She kind of she does an amazing job with the children, and yeah. So I'm blessed with 5 children. Oldest one is 12 years old, which is really crazy. That we've had our lives, and we're like in our 30s now. We're kind of getting teenage children, and I think we can all remember our teenage life, and just to think that we're responsible now for our own children going through these challenges, and what a different world we live in as well, with like social media and all that kind of stuff. The missions are very different as well. Like coming to the chapel, like on a Tuesday, and they're like FaceTiming their parents and whatnot, and that would be like a big no-go kind of thing. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, I always kind of stayed with the church away. I'm thankful for, I think it's brought me a lot of blessings, brought me a lot of joy. Look back, and there's a lot of good people as well that I know that have left the church, and family members and people on our mission as well. And I think some of them are better people than me as well. So that's it. Me in a nutshell. I feel like I'm just talking about myself and just not something I normally do. So,
what ages are the rest of your kids?
So I've got Ashley, the oldest one. It's amazing how very different they are. And I think one of you mentioned about how President Vriens said about loving your children. You have a different relationship with them more, and it's very true. You do have a different relationship with them more. So my oldest one, she's 12 years old. She's at secondary school. She's very bright, very intelligent. She gets things quickly. The one below her is Isabella. She's 10. She's great. She's everyone's friend. She's great socially and whatnot. Everyone wants to be with her. She's very friendly. Then I got the boy, Henry, who's 7. He's just into rescue bots and transformers, and he's a proper wind-up merchant as well, annoying his sisters. Then I've got Tansley. She's 5. She's my angry child. She'll snarl at me, call me poo-poo pants, and she's differently to the other ones, but she is my angry one. And I got the baby of the family, Lucy. She's just a bundle of joy, a proper tease, she just loves life. She's 3 years old, and yeah, it's just nice seeing them all grow up. And I don't know how you guys all had COVID and whatnot, but as a teacher, we had to do things a lot online. So it was really nice spending time with them at home and just seeing how they learned and how different they were in that environment. So that was really interesting, being able to spend more time with them and just learning about them a bit differently.
It was one of the blessings of the pandemic, I guess, being able to spend more time with kids.
Yeah, we all came out things differently, but I think for myself, having a young family, it was kind of time there where we could spend time with, and I wasn't worried about employment or finances, which other people had businesses and whatnot, and they were. So yeah, for myself personally, it was precious time with spending time with them and just them. So that was nice.
That's awesome. Brian, do you happen to have a headphones?
A what?
Some headphones?
I haven't.
I can hear myself talking as much as I can hear it coming out of my mouth.
I haven't got any headphones on me. You didn't tell me this in the email.
It's all good. This is how we learn. All right, go back to the mission, start MTC, and just go from there.
So, MTC, that's where you came into my life.
That's right.
I thought we had an absolutely brilliant group in the MTC, and I'm actually really grateful for the lads that we had, for the group. My MTC companion was Elder Fisher. There's a few fishers and bass in the mission. He was the blonde one. He looked a bit like Eminem. But he was, you know what? As companions go, he's absolutely brilliant. I think we're both quite similar, quite laid back and quite chilled. So as a companionship, I proper loved him, kind of thing. He was absolutely awesome, and bless him. So I don't know how you find dealing with my accent. So he couldn't understand a word I said about the first week. Not only is the language barrier, but I think he's just flown in from America, so he's all jet lagged as well. So that first week, I think he didn't know what was happening that first week. Bless him. But I think we had yourself, Hewlett. There's Elder Streeter there, Elder Divine, Pilkington. I'm worried about missing anybody off now, but there was an amazing group, a bunch, which made it for me. I didn't like the kind of, it's quite claustrophobic. I don't like that kind of can't go anywhere and you kind of got to go in these 4 walls, and it was quite repetitive. But I think the group, that's what made it for me. So
yeah. Cotton Bedridge was the other one you missed that came to the mission with us. But beyond that, I think everybody else went the other direction. I have connected with Elder Heaton since we were back home, and that was a random coincidence, but it was good to see him. He said his mission was great too.
That's brilliant. I remember we still got the degrees of glory, and he always wanted to go to the moon. That's what I think of. When Elder Hewlett, that's what I remember him.
Oh, it's too funny.
So yeah, the MDC. It was a great bunch, and then I think we it was a beautiful train ride to Scotland. That I don't know if that should be the highlight, but for me that was just an amazing train ride, just going through all the valleys and the sun was shining. It was absolutely amazing. Oh, Elder Loggenberg as well.
That's right, Logie Bear.
And Divine. All these names are starting to come back to me a bit now. So we got there on that night, and then we had to go chapping that first night. And I think all the trainers were there. That we didn't know that at the time, but we went out. And then when we kind of got put to our companions, I thought it was brilliant how we all look. It's similar to our trainers. So I thought it was brilliant that you two were together. And then you had Elder Drew and Elder Streeter, and I was well jealous because they went to one of the islands. That's something I always wanted to do, go to the islands. So I was proper jealous of Elder Streeter. Elder Divine, Elder Pattenham, they look similar. And then I just thought it was just like you just look similar and you're going to go with that person. So my trainer was Elder Farnsworth, and it was really great hearing Elder Bear just talk about the love that he has for Elder Farnsworth. I couldn't have asked for a better trainer, and Elder Farnsworth, he's absolutely amazing. Like I do wonder what when you're training, it's different, isn't it? Like you feel that kind of responsibility and setting a good example and whatnot. And I was with him for 4.5 months for 3 moves. I think we were ready. I think we were ready to kind of go our separate ways. That is a long time. I can't thank him enough. Just what an amazing time that we had, an amazing companion that he was, an amazing trainer that he was. And it was great to see an Elder Bear just talk about the love. And I'm pretty sure if I talk to most people, they'll just say the same thing about him. So I was really fortunate to serve with Elder Farnsworth. We served in an area called Perth, and I remember the train ride. You were on that train journey up. We caught the same train.
That's right.
I remember just laughing how tall you two were, and I think you were like joking on the train, like. And I think there's a group of us, and every so often a few missionaries left to go to their kind of different companions and whatnot. So yeah, that was Elder Farnsworth, first companion. He was brilliant. They know him. And then the second companion, we had Elder McDonald from Las Vegas, and we were quite a young companionship. And I think we just got on with things, me and Elder McDonald. There's no kind of qualms or whatnot. He always had a slice of bread though at the end of the day. And I have this memory, just every single day I sit on the sofa, just a plain piece of bread, just eating a piece of bread. Yeah, I think with him we just kind of just got on with things. We just worked, just planned, and just got on with it really with Elder McDonald. And then the next area was Elder Pilkington in Dunfermline, where you came back into my life as well. That was a great 6 weeks. I absolutely love that, and I'm really glad that I got to serve Elder Pilkington as well. We didn't really kind of gel in the MTC really. When I say gel, we just didn't really kind of spend time or have that kind of rapport with each other. But it was really nice forming a friendship with him and serving with him, and then having you and Elder Littlefield as well. That was just a great 6 weeks. It was just great. It was just literally just like mates, just working, and that's what it kind of felt like. Just kind of getting on with it and just enjoying it. It was a happy 6 weeks. That was.
Yes, it was. I'm gonna throw a memory out at you because we talked to Conway the other day, and we were talking about our tradition that we had on Moves Night where we did face masks. And we went out and got face masks, and for the Moves Night, and I think it was you. Instead of getting me a face mask, you bought me breast firming cream. And I was like, initially I was like, that's a little bit of a backhanded compliment of sorts, but all I could do was laugh about it in hindsight, because it was one of those moments, and I was a good sport. I put it on, and definitely they were very firm after the fact, but that was too funny.
that was that was an accident.
I know it wasn't, because that's perfectly you and I and our relationship, right?
But it was, yeah, Conway is awesome as well. I that's one of the things. You hear some great things about missionaries, and I see Conway a bit when I got back, just now and again, but just on the mission. And sometimes you wish you served closer to some elders and whatnot. But so Conway's certainly one of those elders. But yeah, that was a great time in Dunfermline, and then they got rid of us. They kind of they got it down to 2.
Yeah,
they closed that flat down. And then I went to Edinburgh with Elder Evans, Chance Evans. So Edinburgh, that was an amazing time serving in Edinburgh. It was in August time when you got the tattoo. So it was just a vibrant place. It's actually one of my favourite cities now as well. Of all the cities, Edinburgh is my favourite city to kind of go to. I love Elder Evans. I think I've got him. I think he loved his trainer Elder Rollo. He kind of he spoke really highly of Elder Rollo, and I think he had a lot of enthusiasm. I think we had a lot of laughs. He was just a really good kid. I kind of got a lot of time for him. I think I served him for 4.5 months as well. But it's kind of weird because we served 6 weeks in Edinburgh. They closed Edinburgh down, and then they moved us over to, I'm going to say, Motherwell. And then we were there for 3 months together in Motherwell. Yeah, so I always remember going to Motherwell. We met the bishop, and he told us, yeah, don't come knocking on here. There's someone got stabbed here last week, kind of thing. So just stay clear from this area for a while. But yeah, it's amazing missions. What kind of makes a mission? There's certain things that really help. I think the board really helps. I think the companion really helps. And I guess there are some ways about your time you're spending, if you're teaching or finding that kind of makes an influence on your mission. So Elder Evans, I loved him as a companion. 4.5 months, and it was a good time serving with him. I enjoyed it. And I think Motherwell as well. I think they opened up the area for 4-man companionship, and Elder Green came back into my life. So I knew Elder Green from Perth. He's even with Malloy as well, and them two were. When I first came to your mission, you just don't know anyone, do you, on your mission and missionaries apart from. So when I was serving in Perth with Farnsworth, I had Malloy and Green in my district with me, and I love that companionship. And I was quite fortunate because I had them two. And then I also had Willis and Taylor as my zone leaders, and different leaders, they kind of impress upon you a bit more, don't you? You respect, or you kind of you affiliate more with some leaders and whatnot. But they were just brilliant for me as zone leaders. So much fun and just great people. So, but Elder Green, he's one of the funniest, driest sense of humour people that I know. He's like, he was just brilliant. So when he came back to Motherwell with MacLeod as well, it was just happy days. It was just just happy days, and it was it's like in wintertime as well. You need this kind of pick-me-ups, don't you, in the winter when you don't see sunlight and you don't see sunlight. You don't even see nice people oftentimes as well when you're knocking on doors and whatnot. So Motherwell was really great serving with MacLeod, and not MacLeod. I served with Elder Evans, and then Green and MacLeod came in, and then Elder MacLeod left, and then we had Elder Lynch. What a legend, Elder Lynch. He's like everyone's friend. He is. He was brilliant. Proper.
So did MacLeod trained Lynch?
No, Evans left, and then I trained.
Oh, that's
Lynch
right.
when he came in. So you had me and Lynch, and Lynch is great. And I don't know how you two feel, but I love Lynch, and I kind of wish I could have served him without training him. I don't know if that makes sense, but I love him, and I think he's such a great kid, and I think it would have just been a bit different if I served him and not trained him and whatnot. Yeah, but he was brilliant to train, proper enthusiastic. Just wanted to do the best he could, and just a really nice kid. I know you have a shout out. I would any names that I've mentioned here. Elder Evans, Elder Lynch, any one of the MTC we've been through, Fisher, Pilkington. I'd love to hear from you all. So it was a good time in Motherwell, and they did football every Saturday as well, which always helped me on my mission. Being able to kind of just kick a ball around.
Yeah, I bet.
And then I'm trying to think what happened after Motherwell. Oh, that's right. Then I went up to Aberdeen, and I served with Elder Zinkowski. I don't think it's any secret that me and Elder Zinkowski, those that are familiar with our companionship, it wasn't a happy companionship whatsoever. But I've got nothing but respect for Zinkowski. I think when we hear about what's going on with Ukraine and the conflict there and how he's being, I've got nothing but respect for Zinkowski. And I don't know if he is listening to this or whatnot, but we love you, mate, and you're our hero. And a big shout out to you, that we are thinking of you. Definitely for Zinkowski.
Absolutely.
So after Zinkowski in Aberdeen, Zinkowski left, and I had Elder Ney. He's great, Elder Ney. I think he's even more laid back than me, which is great. It just suits me. So we were there for, I think it was another three months. I had Elder Ney in Aberdeen.
Mm-hmm.
So where's that taking me now? I think that's like March time now. So. And then from Aberdeen, Dunbarton. It's about different areas. Dunbarton is probably my favourite area. I just loved some of the members there. Just loved the area there. I served with Elder Goodwin, and he introduced me to something. I remember having a conversation with him. You have something in America called pudding. It's like custard.
Yep.
And he tried, and he had some of this pudding. And I remember having an awkward conversation trying to find out what's it called. And he's trying to tell me it's pudding, but we just call it anything that's sweet. Like, you could have trifle, that's pudding. So we're having this back and forth, like, what is it? It's like, it's pudding. I said, yeah, I know it's pudding, but what's it called? It's pudding. And we literally just went around in circle after circle. And then I think the penny dropped in my head that that's the actual name of what it's called. But it's really nice. It's like custard. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
So yeah, I think Elder Goodwin. I think we just kind of got on with things. I think at this point I'm on like the last 6 months of my mission, really. So you kind of think things differently as a missionary, don't you? It's like life in general. So I think Elder Goodwin would have kind of appreciated me better if he served with me 6 months prior or something. But I think I was becoming a bit of a grumpy old man here. 6 months at the end of my mission. So so we kind of got on with things. But I think he's been out for 6 weeks now. I was out for like 18 months. So Dumbarton. But yeah, I absolutely loved Dumbarton, Loch Lomond, and some of the families that are there as well. It's a small ward, but it's very much a family ward, and I thought it was amazing. And then I served with Elder Zacharias after Elder Goodwin. So again, Elder Zacharias, he's brilliant. He'll still message me on Facebook about a rotation of the world or something. Happy birthday. And I think we share the same birthday as well. But, so he was brilliant. He would talk to anyone. He would, he kind of he's very much missionary minded and teaching and whatnot. So we had 6 weeks there, and I think he's one of the few elders that were taller than you two. I think it is, the amount of times he woke up and bashed his head.
I don't think Jack met him.
No.
But he was what, 7 foot, maybe 6'11".
He's Goliath. Yeah, I take your word for it.
He's a big man.
The beds were too small for him. Literally, his feet would hang over the beds. And he'd always, bless him, he'd always bang his head. We lived in the flat, like with the concrete stairs and whatnot, and he would always bash his head, and I just I felt bless him. But but he literally he was a great example at talking to everyone, and regardless of whether they're drunk or not, or he would go and teach them the gospel, and he was very good and very diligent, and a great example in some of those things. After Dumbarton, I'm trying to think where to go after Dumbarton. I got Galashiels, with Elder McLeod. He's brilliant. McLeod was. So Galashiels, Elder McLeod. It was the World Cup as well. So I didn't watch the final, but I've caught up on it since I've been back from my mission with the headbutt. But McLeod, he's great. McLeod was just a lot of fun. Just call him a goofball. He was just brilliant. He was just brilliant. Great for making you laugh. It was really hot summer, that was as well. 2004. It was a really hot summer. He was just great to be with. A lot of fun. And it's crazy because in Galashiels, you have to wake up at 6:30 on your mission, but in order to get to the district, you have to catch a bus. So I think you have to wake up like 4:30 to get the bus in order to get to Edinburgh for district meetings. So when I say we slept in, I think we slept into like 5:30 when we missed our bus. I remember that one time. It's crazy, isn't it? Sleeping into 5:30 and still being late to a meeting. I think that's one of the things sometimes in those areas, that the distance and the travel kind of took some time. Elder McLeod, and then I heard Elder King's podcast, Johnston, afterwards. With Elder King, he was great. Elder King was. I think we're just like miserable together, like the area. It was winter time in Johnston. I think he alluded to in his cast, the podcast, that we got there, all the investigators, like the first day, I'm not gone there. No, not interested, not interested, not interested. So it's just like pitch black in November time, November time kind of thing. That there's just no teaching pool. We were kind of on the bikes. But it was nice. It was a nice 6 weeks, to be fair. Like I said, we just kind of got on with things, really. Just be knocking. And to be fair, I appreciate the Scottish weather in Johnston as well, on the west side of Scotland. So I know we kind of talk about. I know a lot of Americans mention about the weather in Scotland, but I think on the west side it is completely different. It does rain horizontal. Like an umbrella is not going to save you from getting wet at Johnston. And I think, and it's cold as well. So it's wet and it's cold. And I think you mentioned a few times as well. You have to arrange to go back to your flat just to get dressed, because you're not going to, you're not going to wear wet clothes for the rest of the day. Like, you need to kind of just freshen up and just kind of ruin another suit.
Yeah, like I mentioned in my episode, bless Elder Balak's heart, but there were some times where I just got completely drenched, and then we just kept going, and I was like, I need to be dry. That's so important. It just didn't. Yeah. It was so crazy. It was a very interesting weather area, because I was there about a year before you, because I was there over Halloween, October, November time frame. So it was probably very similar weather.
Yeah, it was completely different. Like I said, it pours and it pours sideways. Like you can't escape from it.
Yeah,
and you're on your bikes as well. So, and the mud guard keeps kind of going off. So you got all mud on your suit and your coat and whatnot. It's
I didn't have that experience. Elder Balak didn't let us ride our bikes, so I just walked and was soggy.
I think I wanted to do some cycling. I think it was one of my last areas, so I wanted to kind of get a bit fitter when I came back home. So like, come out of King, let's get to the furthest possible area, cycle over there, just planning these little bike rides just to try and get some fitness in. No, I enjoyed the bikes. It was a good area.
Yeah.
So I think I ended up with McConkey and Martin for the kind of final kind of moves things. So yeah, it was 2 years, many memories, many friends, many experiences. It goes by quick, doesn't it? I remember at the time when you arrive and you think like it. And I actually remember thinking to myself, I think I felt a bit ill at first, and Farnsworth was brilliant when I first arrived in Scotland, thinking like, how am I going to do this for 2 years, kind of thing. And at the end of your mission, it's just like life, isn't it? You blink and it's kind of gone. It's like, I can't believe it's nearly like 15 years now, or just that is a lifetime. That is, you blink and life just goes.
Yeah, 15 years since we got home.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy. Almost 16.
But it is crazy though. Just looking at you and talking to you now, like it just feels like just back in Dunfermline, mate. Just talking away, like it literally is great seeing you. I don't want to be disrespectful to Jack. I never. Jack, I'm sure if I served around you, I would have probably loved you, Jack.
Yeah, you would have loved me.
I can tell I would have loved you straight away, that comment there.
You served around my protege there, Zack. So
was it? Oh, with me, you mean?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Sorry, I'm messing with the audio. Hang on just a second.
You can't unmute him once you mute him.
Can he unmute himself?
He can unmute himself.
Sorry, Brian.
You silenced me.
No, you're good. But yeah, overall, I mean, we had such a great experience. It did go by fast, and I miss being around you the whole mission, because I remember, I think when you were in Perth, that was the day that we had like the big soccer game out in Dundee, and I was in Dunfermline before you moved there. Do you remember that?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, a bit.
My favorite part of that entire day was when we were playing American football, and you were saying all the words that us Americans thought were swear words. And we might have been saying the same thing of the swear words that all the British people didn't like. But you just kept them coming. And I was like, this is my guy. It's too funny.
I do now to the elders. I always say hell and damn. It's just nothing.
Yeah.
But it's different when you're they can't say that word though, like in the sense of like I just think it's hilarious. I used to say it all the time with Farnsworth, like hell yeah. And I always remember we were in the car with the branch president, President Watson, and something had happened, and he just shouted out, "Damn it!" And then Farnsworth like shocked at first, like the branch president is cursing, and then like he was like, I'm just like laughing away, kind of thing, like. But it is amazing the language, isn't it? I remember in Edinburgh, you had Patty. She was brilliant with the missionaries, weren't she? And we were there with Elder Evans. I think Elder Evans has said something, and she said to him, "Oh, I'm gonna bend you over and slap your fanny." And I'm like looking at her because it means bumming emoji, doesn't it? But like something completely different over here. And I'm like, you can't say that. Like, and then I'm like laughing and realizing kind of the language. It is amazing language, though, isn't it? Different things mean different things to different people. We don't speak the same language.
Shocking to hear those words over the pulpit.
The Kirk.
No, we had so many experiences where that was the case, right? Where everyone's like, "Oh, it's an English-speaking mission." No, it wasn't. We had to learn just as well as anybody how to speak Scottish.
Yeah, so I find that's hard for me as well, the Scottish dialect as well. So because they've got the different dialects like in Aberdeen and Edinburgh and Perth and Dundee. So I can appreciate different dialects in England where you kind of got the Scouser, you got the Cockney, you got the Brummie, but it's all one to me in Scotland. I remember Elder Bird as well. He always used to make me say Gills and Birmingham, just for the accent. And he was brilliant, Elder Bird and Christensen. So that's yeah. They were great, Bird and Christensen was as well. I think that's one of my favourite. My first district. It was a great district. You had Bird, Christensen, you had Green and Malloy, and then you had Muirhead and Megna and Willis and Taylor. That was brilliant actually, and that was my first district. Just kind of puts me in good stead for the mission.
Yeah, great lineup.
Yeah, that's a rock star lineup. Well, Brian, share with us your memories of President and Sister Vriens.
So I'm one of those that try to avoid them as much as I can. Like I wouldn't have, I didn't want to kind of talk to them or not. But no matter what, any interaction you had with them, they were just full of love. Like whether you wanted to or not, you were going to get a big hug from President Vriens. You were always the famous Elder Barber, and I think that's I can't compliment him enough. Really, just like I said, I always tried to avoid him, the mission president. But any interaction you had with him, it was just very sincere, very loving. In a way, he did take that father figure on. I think for all of us, he just generally kind of wanted that kind of that concern, that love, that we were all kind of happy and doing well, and that we were safe. And Sister Vriens, you just think of that piggy nose, don't you? For myself, it's the piggy nose and the big cookie for your birthday, and that's the two thoughts that automatically come to mind for Sister Vriens. But I think how brilliant they were together as well. What a great example of a happy marriage. Just an example of love towards each other after all those years. You could, I don't know, for me, it just felt you could clearly tell that there was a lot of love between them two after all those years. And that time that they spent in Scotland, you could still very much see that they were living their lives together and they were both important to each other. But yeah.
No, I love that. All right. Well, you've called out quite a few missionaries already. Is there any others that you can think of that you'd like to hear from in the future as we're doing this?
I have called out a few. Anyone that I've mentioned, anyone that I've kind of served, like generally, I think it's been great. I have listened to some of the, I've been going through them, and it's just nice hearing how people are doing. There's missionaries that you're close to because you served with them. There's missionaries that you kind of served around, and there's also missionaries that you're aware of. So like Elder Bautista, I never served near him, but I had lots of people just telling me what a brilliant missionary he was. So I've enjoyed even hearing those ones that maybe I didn't actually know face to face or personally, but it's just been nice hearing those stories of people who served in Scotland and just how people are doing. But definitely. Anyone in the MTC. So Streeter, I would love to hear from you, Elder Streeter. Elder Fisher, I would love to hear from you, Elder Fisher. Elder Pilkington, it would be great to kind of hear from him and catch up with him from the MTC. Any of my companions, so Elder King, kind of heard from him already, but any of my companions, particularly Elder MacLeod, I would love to hear. Check in with MacLeod, see how he's getting on in Canada, if he's still there. Yeah.
Are you
any of those?
With any of them?
No, I don't really see. It's life in general. It's like I don't know if it's like high school for you. You you have this period of life where you're kind of close with each other. You know, you're in each other's kind of life, and then with jobs and work, and you know, there's nothing stopping you from putting a bit of time aside. But life gets busy, doesn't it? I think that's why I tried saying like this. It's just been nice, just kind of catching up and checking in, and that's why I kind of thank you for doing that. It's been nice hearing from people. I do see Sister. She's married now, so Sister Garnham. She's married to she's now Sister Guy. We're in the same building, so we kind of live close to Sister Garnham. So yeah, shout out for Sister Garnham if she wants to kind of share her thoughts about her mission stories.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from her. All right, Brian. Well, any closing thoughts on your life and your time in Scotland?
No, I think, like I said, it's been nice to reconnect to it. You know, with the business of life and new things. It is nice to look back, and that's why I think it's been. I didn't put myself forward to this. You forced me in a way. You know, I just said. I think I sent you a message saying thanks for putting it together. It's been nice, and then you kind of respond saying, "When can we put you on?" I think I said that's not what I'm saying. And you're like, that's what I'm hearing.
That's not how you and I work. You know that.
It's a dictatorship. You say it.
That's not what it is at all. Come on.
I tease. No, like I said, it's been nice. And other people kind of put themselves out and have done it. So you know, like I said, all those people that you served with, and it's amazing those little things that kind of maybe bothered you or annoyed you, and then you, in the grand scheme of things, like like things seem like mass at the time, doesn't it? Like, this really bugs me, but then like you look back on things like it's not a really big deal whatsoever, kind of thing. And it's been proper nice. Just I said just hearing everyone else and connecting and going back to those experiences, because I know we kind of spoke about companions and teaching and whatnot, but you have those moments, don't you, where ultimately it's that relationship with Christ and those kind of moments there, where you've done that by yourself, connecting through prayer with Christ, whether you're helping others connect with Christ, whether it's as companionship you're connecting with Christ. I think ultimately it's trying to connect with Christ and having those experiences, and I think whether people still have a faithful belief, it doesn't bother me really. If I've called you out, no matter what kind of place you're in, I'd love to hear from you. Like regardless of where you are, I would just love to hear where they are and how they're doing and what they're up to.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because it's one of those things where this is not a podcast where we're trying to place a judgment on people on where they are, because life happens, right?
Absolutely. I just think I think the ones that I've listened to, everyone's kind of stayed connected with the church. I say the church, but I'm aware that some people that maybe have not, they're not with the church, but they still have their faith in Christ, or some of them they haven't. And if that's you and I've called you out, I still love to hear from you. Like, it's just nice just to hear from old friends.
Yeah, I agree. And interestingly enough, with some that we've reached out to that have said whatever their involvement is in church, I've always left it as an open-ended opportunity for people just to say, hey, we're not here to pass judgment. We're here to connect with people that we love and that we enjoyed serving the people of Scotland amongst. So whether that is someone that is willing to come on or not is up to them. It's not a matter, like I said, of us being in one place or another. It's just being brothers and sisters in Scotland.
Like I said, it's great talk. I wish I was a wealthy man, and I would literally just buy everyone a ticket and just have a meeting place just for one night, pub a hotel, and just kind of have like a big Zoom conference. Just come together, just reconnect, just share funny moments, funny stories. Yeah, if I was a wealthy man, that's what I would do. But I'm not, so I can't. But it'd be nice, just kind of just you know what I mean. Just go back there just for a moment.
Agreed.
Another time.
Well, Brian, we appreciate you taking time, and we love you. We're grateful that you were willing to come on and participate. And I know that as a result of this, more people will come and be involved. So everyone will see the famous Elder Brian Barber on the title, and they'll
You sound like President Vriens now, Elder Hewlett. I feel like calling Elder Hewlett now.
That's it. All right.
I love the Scottish flags in the background as well. That's a nice little touch there.
Yeah, I mean, my unfinished basement is not cutting it, so I had to figure that out. Jack's has a nice background in his nice new house. Mine is a little bit wanting. Well,
hey, it's really nice seeing you as well, Mike.
Yeah.
Like I said, you haven't aged at all. You're like Peter Pan. You are.
I'll take it. You call me Peter Pan. I'll take it.
Better than Tinkerbell.
I love it. All right, mate. Well, have a good night. We'll talk to you soon again. All right.
Yeah. Take care. Thanks, everyone.
See you,
Thanks,
mate.
Brian.